Welcome everyone for Skills for Life's 2021 annual general meeting. Before we begin, we would like to start by acknowledging the land on which we gather today, uh, and which the region of Peel operates on. It is part of the treaty lands and the territories of the Mississaugas of the Credit. For thousands of years, Indigenous peoples inhabited and cared for this land. In particular, we acknowledge the territory of the Anishinaabe, Huron-Wendat, Haudenosaunee, Ojibwe, and Chippewa peoples, the land that is home to the Métis, and most recently, the territory of the Mississaugas of the Credit First Nation, who are direct descendants of the Mississaugas of the Credit. We are grateful to have the opportunity to work on this land, and by doing so, we give our respect to its first inhabitants. Now, let's get started with the AGM, and I will now pass it off to Carlton.
Good evening, everyone. My name is Carlton Griffith. I'm the board chair for Skills for Life. I want to take this opportunity in welcoming each and every one of you, taking the time out to see and hear some of the unique and interesting things that this group, under the leadership of Christopher Thompson, has been doing along with the support staff. Many of you that are here have contributed in one way or another to the success of 2020, 2020 or 2019, 2020. And for that, we say thank you. Just want to introduce our board members. As you can see before you, we have Bianca, and then myself, and then Faraz, Grant, Ethan, Hakan, Patricia, and Randy. These are the individuals that participate in the continuing success of this organization. And it is a great privilege to be able to work alongside with them to ensure that we hopefully make some right decisions and help provide some guidance as to the direction for this organization. So those of you that participate, you can function at your most optimum level, because it's not just about being a part of the organization, but also reflecting the things that you might know that may be challenges, that you can also be an ambassador for Skills for Life, because skills are something that we always need and we will always use. So thank you for that. Today, a part of this getting together is also to discuss some of the things that this organization has done. So we're going to be speaking about some of the things that have happened, the impacts, some of the highs, some of the lows. We're going to be also voting and motioning on some items which we will speak about coming up shortly, and also to showcase some of the talented youth that Skills for Life has partnered with, also that has identified their desire into moving this organization forward. So we're going to be seeing and hearing some things throughout the course of this evening. Also, there's one individual that we definitely want to say it is because of him, his efforts, his passion, his desire, and everything that is made up, his makeup as an individual, desiring for this organization to succeed. If you don't mind, you can tap on your desk, you can whistle, whatever you want to do. Let's welcome at this time the executive director and founder of this organization, Christopher Thompson. And he's smiling, but he's still mute.
Sorry about that. I was trying to come from you. Thank you, Carlton, for that. First off, I'll just say thank you for everybody for attending our first ever virtual annual general meeting. And the second thing I'll say, even though yes, I do a lot of work with this, is the team, the staff, and everybody, even the people on the call, very helpful. And thank you. It wouldn't be here. This organization wouldn't be where it is today without everybody supporting whatever way they do. So I just want to say thank you for that. And so to start off, just so people know, so Skills for Life promotes the importance of life skills development, encouraging success. So for those who didn't know, basically came from the idea of seeing gaps between hard skills and soft skills from in the classroom to going to the real world. And we really want to make sure that youth have the skills that they need. Our vision is to keep kids in all walks of life, to help them to realize the tools they have within themselves to pursue their dreams. So we know that different economic statuses, different situations, life, education, so forth. But if you can develop life skills or soft skills, you can use that to maximize your opportunity. And, it is very much what we hold dear to our hearts here. And no matter a person's no matter a person's situation or their status, they can always develop these skills. There's no barrier on doing this. They can do them on their own, with a group, and every day. The motto that we hold dear is, it's time to prepare our youth for real world challenges, opportunities, and success. And what we mean by this is, we all know that even though sometimes media or light or things that we see shows a straight line, that we all know life is not like that. You can have the education, rich, whatever, poor, the best things, but we know challenges will come for sure. And you need to be able to get over them, or by them, or work through them. Opportunities are present, but they usually don't always come in the way we think they're going to come, in a nice bow and tie that you think you're going to get the right job at the right time, and meet the right people at the right time. And success is available how you look at success. Some people have a very monetary value of success. Some people have a very emotional, innate sense of success that deals with your sense of being and happiness. And so that's what we strive for. And this is kind of what we measure: a growth mindset. The ability to learn is not fixed. So what I think is a big thing about Skills for Life is, we don't just look at things in terms of quantifiable and qualitative manner. We really focus on the qualitative, and the idea that there's no pause, there's no point of stop learning, or you've learned enough. You can always learn, and to fall forward, and to move forward, and that's what we believe in all aspects of life. So while we do try to track quantitative things, we really want just the mindset of a youth to continue to grow. If they were shy one day, they met somebody the next day and they could network. If they didn't want to try something new, they tried yoga the next day. They don't know if they're going to like it. They went into a new space or new opportunity. And that's what we're trying to do. Okay, so without any further ado, before we get into more of the, I guess, business side of it, we do want to make it fun and engaging. So I've invited somebody to maybe share with us, performs a song. I think Angeline, I'm going to take off, stop sharing screen right now. And I think Angeline is present. So I'm going to have Angeline Bailey, who's a great singer and community member in Brampton. I know her for long, and she's also been a volunteer with Skills for Life. I've invited her to sing with us, or share with us. So let me know if you need anything on my end, or you can introduce yourself and get started if you'd like.
Perfect. Hello, everyone. First off, before I start, I wanted to thank Chris and Skills for Life for having me. I am a huge supporter of this organization. This song that I chose, it really speaks to me, because it talks about, as long as you're in this life, as long as you're breathing and you're alive, it reminds you that you have a purpose. And without further ado, I will start. I hope you enjoy. I want to leave my footprints on the sands of time. Know that it's something that I left behind. When I leave this world, I'll leave no regrets. Leave something to remember, so they won't forget I was here. I lived, I loved, I was here. I've done everything that I wanted, and it was more than I thought it would be. I will leave my mark so everyone would know I was here. I wanna say I lived each day until I die. I know that I was something then, somebody's life. The hearts I have touched will be the proof that I lived, that I made a difference. So this world will see I was here. I lived, I loved,
I was here. I've done everything that I wanted, and it was more than I thought it would be. I will leave my mark so everyone will. I was here. I lived, I loved, I was here. I've done everything that I wanted, and it was more than I thought it would be. I will leave my mark so everyone would know I was here. I just want them to know that I gave my all, did my best, brought someone some happiness, left this world a little better just because I was here. I was here. I lived, I loved, I was here. I've done everything that I wanted, and it was more than I thought it would be. I will leave my mark so everyone would know I was here. I lived, I loved, I was here. I've done, I was here. I lived, I was here. I've done, you were here. Thank you so much.
Wow, that was so good. I'd love for everybody to share in the chat, just say thank you to Angie. That was so good. All right, thank you so much. That was so good. I know Angie since very small. I'm not gonna tell all the stories I know of her. It's like my little sister, but thank you so much for coming. That song was very touching and very great. And I think we'll have you back a little later as well. So thank you for that. So what I'm gonna do is and continue to use the chat. Thank you for those. And then I'm gonna bring back up the presentation and we'll keep going here as we go through the meeting. But hopefully you enjoyed that and we bring a little bit of joy and passion to the event. And so what you see in front of yourself is what you see in front of on the screen is the impact report. This is also available on our website. And I would first want to thank Jana, who's on the call right now, our staff member, who put all my word and all my items into a nice, colorful and creative document rather than just you getting a Word document from me. So basically, I'm not going to go fully on the first page because you can see, and hopefully while I've been talking, you've been reading it, but you can see some of what we're about, and I've already mentioned it. But it's important to note that our focus areas are peer-to-peer relationship management, projection of self-confidence, practical experiential learning, career development, goals and goal setting. And then on the far right, you see the kind of topics we kind of focus in on. I would say the number one thing that we talk about is smart goal setting. I actually even know it's two there because goal setting sets into every other topic, because whether we're talking about financial literacy, self-esteem building, or networks, we use a SMART goal model to help youth actually understand what's going on and note it down and track the progress. So some of the highlights over the last year, mind you, I did put a note in this that if you were somebody who looked at our previous 2019, I would say impact report compared to the 2020, obviously you'll notice there's a lot more events going on, and I'm sure everybody can understand why that may be. COVID-19 threw a little wrench in our system a little bit, but we were able to adjust and keep it going. But you do see a list of some of the schools and groups we participated with over this year. You'll note that there's quite a few of them. In terms of engagement, we were still able to make over 1,000 between in-person and online engagement. We did drastically shift to those and start doing IG interviews and different events online, which we'll get to, like our We Made It event we did in the fall, which had almost 80 to 90 people on a conference type call event, and we did that. But we were able to squeeze out a few school events prior to and community events prior to the lockdown, which are also listed above. In terms of highlights, It's a lot here, but basically what I'll share is that we often have highlights that we post on our website, but also through social media if you follow us, and even sometimes in our newsletter if you're a part of that, so you can see what's going on. Overall, again, I'm not going to speak to everything on the screen because you get it for a reason, but what I will speak to is the highlights of the year. And the idea of us being able to still engage youth when the pandemic hit was very hard at first, but we're able to adjust. And I think the willingness for the youth that we had met beforehand and built a relationship on and continue to participate with us online or even to just email and keep in touch and share with us was great. Prior to the COVID-19, what we usually did is we did a large scale workshop. We actually would have surveys that were done before and after the workshop, so we can tell, even in the short time period, of what they knew going into that room and what they knew coming out. And then we would also do surveys, longer term intervals, to see what's going on and how people are taking it and how they're using the information long term. So that's what I want to speak to that, and we'll get to pictures later on. In terms of funding and things like that, you can see at the bottom, you see we live for grants really, and we do a lot of that and apply for a lot of grants. So you can see at the bottom, we're pretty busy. I want to shout out the Canada Summer Jobs grant from the federal government, because that's actually what allowed Skills for Life to get its first set of staff, which we see on the call today, and we're going to get a little chance for them to speak to you more. But they're all on the call today, and I was able to get funding to bring them in. And then because of donors like some of you on the call, some of our sponsors who I'm going to get to sponsored us in the past, I was able to retain these young individuals so we can keep them working and learning and growing with the organization. So I'm very thankful for that. Here, as you know, we do this a lot on the website, so I only put a couple here, but you can see we found that getting the comments from the youth in real time was really big. And what we did is we decided not to alter them. So if you ever go to our website and go under impact report or get to know us, you'll see comments. And those comments are unfiltered, unchanged from when the youth wrote it. When it went on paper, we have their consent and we take pictures and we put it up. Because in addition to our formal reports, I've noted that donors, people just in community, like to see what you say as they say it. Even though the penmanship's great, not great, we still kept it because it's authentic to the youth and what they're saying. So you might not be able to read it all here because it's just a document, but hopefully the one I sent to you, you can read, and hopefully on the website you can see them as well too. And this is something we like to continue doing. We have adjusted for COVID, but we'll get to that as well. Finally, what I would share apart from this, as you can see, we did a lot of large scale groups. And before I move on, one group I want to shout out just before we go to the most is Mancha Financial. I think Jagmeet might be on this call. I'm not sure. I thought I saw him there. Prior to COVID, I would have to say that Mancha Financial was our prime sponsor before this, and it really helped us to ensure that we could continue the work of Skills for Life and even have a lot of our first events and even set me up to hire my first staff. So I'm very glad and thankful for them to be helping out in the beginning stages. If it wasn't really for that seed money or that investment, that sponsorship up front to allow Skills for Life to grow, it would have been a lot harder to even get here. So while now, yes, we have our own funding and we're a little bit more independent, I wanted to recognize that seed funding that came from Mancha over a couple of years through golf tournaments and support really allowed us to get our feet under us and to be able to do what we do now today. So thank you, Jag, if you're on the call, Jagmeet and Mancha Financial, thank you for that. What the staff, and I'll bring this back up, I'll bring up the presentation for you. And so basically what it curtails is the ability for me to hire staff and bring them on results in all this. On the slide, hopefully you see me being able to do the workshops in person, IG lives. To be honest, it's the staff that you're seeing who put these on, organize them, review, put the analysis together for the youth, help me put the presentations together, help me build the products, the resources, are meeting with the youth, talking to them. I am as well too, and leading the workshops. So basically, all the funding really results into is the work they do to build the staff. And two of our main programs is a networking and a new age, which the staff is actually going to speak to after, but I'll make the connection that the funding that came in runs a networking and a new age mentorship program. There's a one-on-one matching program. And some of the mentors and maybe some mentees are on the call right now where they meet weekly and they go over their SMART goals. They talk, you can see some kids using a book here, writing on it. Those are physical books. We used to give out the kids that they would actually write their goals in. And if you're on our website, you'll see them. That's a product we buy. There's an app in development so kids can actually be connected with us throughout time. in the meetings. So between the programs, networking, mentoring, and a new age, and also discover our path, which is the workshops you saw, all the online content development, the research that goes into it, putting the data, the stats together. Somebody has to actually compile all the numbers from the youth that are brought in and all the data. All those things are the things that staff continue to work on and help me put together even collateral like you're seeing in front of you right now. It is those parties that you're helping to support their salaries and also the collateral they make to support the youth. And that's how it kind of works. And so, I should mention, we also with the youth, when we had in person, and we can sort of do it, we'd cover costs for them to come to events, we pay for the busing, we'd literally, pick them up from where they are and bring them to the events through busing, carpooling, whatever it would be. So yes, thank you for that, Carlton, but that's kind of what it materializes into. So now we're going to pass it. We have another part of it we want to do for the event. It's called a youth showcase. So is Thomas on the call? If you're on the call, you can come off and come on screen. Oh, there he is, Thomas. So Thomas is one of our staff, member, great staff working with us since the summer. Allow him to introduce himself, and then he's going to tell you what we're going to do, and he's going to introduce another person, and then they're going to do their little thing. So I'll let them introduce it.
Yeah, okay, so hi everybody. My name is Thomas Yu. I've been working here with Skills for Life since July 2020. At Skills for Life, a lot of my focus is looking for and applying to grants, which we've been using to fund our program and some of the events we've run, including the We Made It event earlier in December. And then aside from that, I also help manage and update our website. And then now I'm going to be interviewing Nicole Jackson. So I'm going to quickly invite her to just introduce herself and give us some information about herself.
Can you hear me okay?
Yeah, we can hear you.
Perfect. Hi, everyone. My name is Nicole Jackson. I am a published author. I am 19 years old, and I have been a huge fan, advocate, supporter of Skills for Life since I was about 15 years old, because they are the reason I got my book published. So just to kind of keep it short, I've written 19 books. Only 2 are currently published, but I'm hoping to have 6 published this year. So yeah, that's me.
So actually going into that book thing, maybe you can give us some information about how you actually got involved with Skills for Life.
Oh my gosh, it feels like so long ago. So I got involved with Skills for Life because they did this huge event. It was a charity basketball game, and they actually invited my school to come completely for free, which was amazing. And I actually found out about the event like a day before, so the teacher was super nice by letting us go. So we went to the event. It was absolutely jaw-dropping. It was so inspirational, and we had to leave early because our bus came back, and we never got a gold book, and I was really upset about that. And I said I wanted a gold book, so I'm going to reach out to them and get one. So I did. Thankfully, they reached back out. They were amazing. They mailed me one to my address, and I still have that gold book. And I have another one because I filled that one up. And I've been a huge advocate and supporter ever since, because using that gold book helped me get my books published. I'm one of those people who I have to write it down to get it done. And having that gold book is something that I use every single day.
So then now, do you think you could go into what your current volunteering role is with Skills for Life?
Oh yeah, this is the most exciting part. So with Skills for Life right now, I am currently a mentor for an amazing 15-year-old. Her name is Komal. I don't want to mispronounce her name. Her name is Komal, and she is actually interested in being a published author. And I think this program is so amazing, because I wish I would have had a program like this when I was 15 and wanted to publish my book. So I get to mentor her. Me and her talk about 2 to 3 times a week. I'm like her biggest supporter right now because her book sounds amazing. Honestly, it sounded better than the book I wrote at 15. And my job is to just kind of help her go through those short-term goals, long-term goals, those SMART goals, the best way for her to go about publishing her book. And yeah, it's just been a really, really fun experience.
So I'm going to ask you about Skills for Life, and I'm wondering, what do you think is like what separates Skills for Life from other charities, and what do you personally like the most about Skills for Life?
What separates Skills for Life from everybody else? I think, if I'm being completely transparent, is that Skills for Life actually teaches the youth what they need. And I can speak to this because Skills for Life, for example, taught me how to network, how to enter a room and be confident enough, even at 15 years old, to be like, hey, you should buy my book. And I can definitely see the difference between me and someone else my age. When we enter a room and we try networking, I'm able to navigate it. I'm also more financially literate than I would say most of the 19-year-olds my age. And that's obviously because of Skills for Life and their partnership with Mansion Financial. They help you with that financial literacy, being able to, manage your money at such a young age so you don't go into debt. I actually want to buy my house in the next year. So that's just something that stands out from beyond anything else, is they're teaching the youth what we need to hear. In school, we learn about algebra, we learn about all this great stuff, but they don't teach you how to go into the world and network and share your brand. And they do that better than anyone else.
And then finally, I'm just going to ask, so why do you think that other people should get involved with Skills for Life? And then also, what do you hope to see in the future for Skills for Life?
I think people should get involved because Skills for Life, if not already, is going to be huge. They make an impact, they do what matters, and beyond anything else, they reach the youth. And I can say that as a youth and now as a young adult, they make an impact. For example, the goal book, I use it in my everyday life. If I go to an event, I try to make sure I get a new one because I use it up really quickly. It's like manifesting, but physically writing it down. And we miss that nowadays, of actually writing stuff down. And they do it really well. And what was your second part of your question? I want to make sure I answer right.
Oh yeah, I was wondering, what would you like to see in the future for Skills for Life?
I no longer live in the GTA, so I would love to see more of these virtual events. COVID-19, as sad as it was also super helpful. I got to go to the We Made It event, which was amazing. I was obsessed with it. They did such a great job doing it virtually. Everything from the DJ to the speakers was amazing. And then having those speakers social media, I got to reach out to them as a student journalist and ask them questions. So it's just been amazing. More virtual events, and I definitely say do more. You can always do bigger and better, and I know they're going to, so I'm just challenging them to see what else they can do.
All right, so thank you for your responses, and we definitely appreciate the input.
Thank you so much, and I'm really excited to see what comes next.
All right, thank you both. Thank you, Nicole, for joining and being an excellent volunteer and ambassador. She's been helpful and since the beginning, and thank you, Thomas, for doing that. So we're gonna keep moving here. We're almost at the end of the meeting, but we have two important things to do. I'd say this is the most important thing I really want to do. It is time for you. You've seen a lot of me. It is time for you to hear from the staff. So I've asked for each one of them to share a little bit about themselves and their work in a couple of minutes or so, just to tell you what they do and why they're here. So I actually don't have the order. I know I gave them a direct order, so staff, don't get mad if I call you out of order, but I'm just gonna call you by what I think I remember I put on there. So I'm gonna go Andrea first. So you can introduce yourself and tell you about the work you do.
So my name is Andrea. I'm currently a U of T student, and I work for Skills for Life as a youth development coordinator.
Where you are too.
Oh yeah, and I work for the Eglinton and Lawrence area as a youth development coordinator, and currently I've been working on like the social media back end and kind of growing our social medias as well. So that's what I've been up to, and I also kind of want to share some stats from a conference that we went to where there were over 6,000 youth. So I'll share that right now. 1 second. So I think, can you guys see my screen? Yeah, okay. So we went to an ILITE conference with about 150 students out of the 6,000 youth, and I collected some of their responses during the workshops. So this is from the first day, and we had a lot of students from the 9 to 16 age range, so elementary students and high school students, and about half of them, they were like pretty split on self-identifying as racialized or not racialized. And we can see that there was a lot of growth following our workshops. So we asked them questions before and after the workshop about their knowledge and where they stood. So one of the questions was, I have a strong understanding of what falling forward means. And before the workshop, there was only 63%. And then after, there was 96%. So we saw a pretty big growth. And then we also asked them if they had a strong understanding of what life skills were. And that saw a smaller increase, but there was an increase nonetheless of 2%. And we also asked if they knew what SMART skills were. And we saw about a 50% increase. And a lot of them found the topic being useful and that they would attend another workshop. And some of them even said they would go to our socials and our websites. So that's some of our stats.
Thank you, thank you. And you're doing a great job with it. Honestly, all the creative stuff you see, that is not me. I content, I can come up with ideas, but to make it look pretty and make it so you want to look at it, that is not me at all. So anything you see that looks even decent, it is all the staff. It's not me doing it. So we'll keep going here. Thomas, since we already had you a little bit, we'll bring you back. We'll go Steven first.
Hey, so I'm Steven. I'm from Mississauga, and I'm basically in charge of what we're trying to do with like launching the YouTube, our podcast that's coming up, and even before I was like hired with Skills for Life, I was contracted by them several times for a lot of their events. So I'm very familiar with the events, and that's a big reason why I even wanted to start working part-time with Skills for Life. Being at the events and stuff like that. So. Now I'm editing videos, a lot of the back end stuff, a lot of social media stuff that ends up on the YouTube, on the Instagram, like IGTV. I recently started working on the TikTok. So all that social media stuff, as well as a lot of event creative stuff, I'm in charge of. Yeah.
Okay. And even though Steven's one of our newest hires, technically, he's technically one of our oldest kind of, as he said, when we were just doing events, any of the videos that you've seen, if you follow us on social media, the website, any of those nice, clean videos you see capturing the events and all those youth, Steven is very, very talented, and he is the one who has produced and put those all together. So when he applied and he said he wanted actually to work for us, like as an employee, I interviewed him right away, and I already knew his skills, and I'm like, why not? So he's been a great add to the team. So we'll keep going here. Thomas, did you have anything you want to share apart from what you did, and at least share people where you are too? I don't know if it's it, just so they see, say where you're from, and I don't know if there's anything much more, just in case.
Yeah, sure. So I'm also from Mississauga. I'm a second-year student attending McMaster University, studying electrical engineering. And as I mentioned before, I do a lot of the grants and the website stuff. So maybe nothing that I could pull up and show you visually, but you can see the grants. Funding is used towards our events like the We Made It we had recently, and then another event we have coming up in May, I believe. So yeah, I guess you guys can look forward to that.
Thanks. You can't see it, but it's very important. As Carlton even said, if that's kind of, we need that to keep going. So thank you. And also coming on and learning it as well. So he's come on and he's learning it. So really another life skill, a great skill set he's learning is how to go through these grants. So he had a little bit of experience, but now working with me, he's able to see how it works on a macro level and build these skill sets for whatever he wants to do in the future. So getting to see it from the ground up. So I'm going to move over now to Jana.
Hello, everyone. My name is Jana. I'm the Youth Development Coordinator for the Ajax area. I'm currently supporting the event that's coming up in May as well. Other projects that I've worked on in the past were creating the annual report that we just saw earlier. I'm working with Steven to revamp the YouTube page and also the podcast project. I've also made the recap videos for the IG lives that went on last a few months ago, and I also create social media posts. Outside of work, I am a student as well. I'm working on my master's degree on occupational therapy at University of Toronto.
And thank you also for everything you do and helping me to put together a lot of the videos. If you haven't seen it, we'll probably share it after at the end of the event if people want to see. But all the quotes, we have a lot of speakers who come in and share gems with us, and she's helped me to really make them nice, succinct videos that we post on social media. So youth who didn't get to attend, or even other people who didn't get to attend, can see the very good quotes and gems and advice of life skills that all the speakers share, and so we can get them turned around. So there's a lot of videos like that. So thank you. I'll move over to Tiana.
Hi guys, I'm Tiana, like Chris said. I'm from Brampton and I'm currently a student at York. I'm working towards my Bachelor of Science in Biology. I am the Youth Development Coordinator. So far, the program has only been running since February, and I focus on the physical fitness aspect of Skills for Life. I've done a couple of interviews on Instagram Live. If you guys have checked them out, we've spoken to a couple of people in the industry, future chiropractor, nutritionist. We actually had the chance to speak to a Paralympic swimmer who participated in the Olympics. So that was pretty cool. And I've just been creating content for Instagram, and hopefully we can have a hard launch of the program when things get a little bit more in person, as well as online things like maybe an online certification course or things like that as well. And right now I'm actually working on an event for Skills for Life that will be happening in May with the team. So it's going to be during Youth Week. It's going to focus on health and fitness, and we've been in the works of talking with people who want to speak at the event. It's going to be very similar to the We Made It event. So that's what I've been working on so far, and hopefully we'll keep building and do more amazing things this year.
Okay, thank you, Tiana. And yes, physical fitness is a part of what we want to do for the youth. It is very challenging. I'm not going to lie, with Tiana's portfolio and what we have to try to make it work in a digital form. Some of the funding that I told you that was kind of actually put over to the next year, we actually received funding from MLSC, Toronto MLSC Foundation to do life skills and fitness and education program, but obviously when COVID hit, it was a little postponed. So we're still trying to do it in a digital manner, get it going, have some IG lives, different that's going to make sure youth is active. And so Tiana's going to be helping out with that and leading it. And yes, we're going to try to make it work because it is important. There's so much screen time. We need to get youth moving as well. So thank you. And finally, I think we're over to Danielle.
All right, thank you so much, Chris. My name is Danielle, and I'm the program manager at Skills for Life. I'm a recent graduate of the University of Ottawa, but I'm originally from Brampton. At Skills for Life, my goal is to help plan, promote, and integrate youth programs throughout the GTA. So I've been a part of Skills for Life for actually not too long. I've been a part of it for maybe around, I'd say 6 months now. So the projects that I actually have been working on so far is helping launch a Discover Your Path program, as well as a New Age Mentorship program. Last year, I focused more on helping promote them by creating, for example, like videos, as well as posters to kind of get the word out about the program and getting more people excited and wanting to be able to sign up for these opportunities. So right now, what I've been working on is fully launching the New Age Mentorship program that we have. And it's actually amazing to see how far along we've come, starting off with the idea to now. We have actually so many mentors that have signed up. We have actually over 30 mentors, one of them including Nicole, from all different backgrounds, from people who are lawyers to people who are even business consultants who have decided to devote their time to sign up for this amazing opportunity and share their knowledge with youth through a mentorship experience. In terms of mentees, we have over 12 mentees that have signed up for this program, and 4 right now who are actually, or 4 pairs who are fully integrated and implemented within the program. So far, right away, we've seen connections that have been created and relationships that have been built through the program, with them either just learning to get to know each other a little bit better, and them starting to work on their goals that they want to be able to fulfill. But right now, my goal is to actually in a couple of months, to have over 9 mentor and mentee pairs fully implemented into the program, as well as help starting to launch the Discover Your Path program. And then finally, to help Tiana and Jana successfully plan our upcoming health promotion event.
Thank you, Daniel, for that, helping us to launch the group. And a big thing is, so a lot of the staff has been able to actually learn and see, because learn and see the development from the brainstorming to granting, putting for funding, to promoting it, to now launching it. So they're actually getting to see the full scale or whole process of a program. You often get hired to a company and you're just doing the work, but they've actually got to see how it even starts. How do you put in the policy, the structure, promote it, manage it, and they're getting to see the whole thing. So the idea why I wanted you to meet all the staff was not just so you know who's really behind a lot of the work. I know I get credit for it, and that's fine, but I really want you to know that the staff is here, and a lot of the support you're doing helps them to help me build the organization. But a basic of our core is to bring in them so they can also develop the life skills themselves. So you'll see I actually engage them in a lot of the back end stuff I do, not because it's helpful, but because it's transferable skills for when they, get bigger than skill myself and they go on to more companies or run their own. They learn how entrepreneurship works, how the non-for-profit sector works, how funding works, how programming works, how to manage issues, youth, parents, everything. So that my goal is not to just engage and inspire the youth external to the organization, but the roles inside of it is very important as well too. And lastly, I would want to shout out EY is a firm in Toronto. They actually sponsored us in kind, and a lot of those mentors you're hearing is a lot of them are from EY, this audit firm, this firm in Toronto that has a lot of people who have volunteered their time or said they're ready. And they're very professional. It is in the professional field, but they have a lot of life skills and development and experiences. So if you know youth looking for mentors, we have a large list. It's paid for by Skills for Life with the help of people like you and Grant. So youth and parents don't need to worry about costs to have a mentor and connect. So you can connect with us via email or share what you get from us in email and help us get even more youth signed up so we can get them paired up with mentors. Now, before we end off, I want to bring back our fabulous singer to end us off in style. So for those who missed the first one, you're going to catch the second one. And even people, if they have the emoji, you can clap while Angeline comes back on. I'll clap for you. We're going to bring back Angeline. So thank you for coming. And we're going to over to you.
Thank you. Thank you. Thank you. First of all, I just want to say that it was such a privilege to be a part of this. All you guys are so inspiring. So I feel like this final song is super fitting and it speaks to everyone. It's a popular song, so feel free to jam with me if you'd like. I got the eye of a tiger fighter, dancing through the fire, 'cause I am a champion, and you're gonna hear me. 1, 2, 3, 4. I used to bite my tongue and hold my breath, scared to rock the boat and make a mess. So I sat quietly, agreed politely. I guess that I forgot I had a choice. I let you push me past the breaking point. I stood for nothing, so I fell for everything. You held me down, but I got up, hey, already brushing off the dust. You hear my voice, you hear that sound, like thunder gonna shake the ground. You held me down, I got up, hey, get ready, 'cause I've had enough. I see it all, I see it now. I got the eye of the tiger, the fighter, dancing through the fire, 'cause I am a champion, and you're gonna hear me roar loud, louder than a lion, 'cause I am a champion, and you're gonna hear me roar. You're gonna hear me. Now I'm floating like a butterfly, stinging like a bee, I burned my stripes. I went from zero to my own hero. You held me down, but I got up, hey, already brushing up the dust. I see it all, you see it now, like thunder gonna shake the ground. You held me down, but I got up, hey, get ready, 'cause I've had enough. I see it all, I see it now. I got the eye of the tiger, fighter, dancing through the fire, 'cause I am the champion, and you're gonna hear me roar loud, louder than a lion, 'cause I am the champion, and you're gonna hear me roar, you're gonna hear me roar,
I didn't catch my.
you're gonna hear me roar.
you're gonna hear me roar, You're gonna hear me roar, You're gonna hear me roar. Thank you guys. Thank you.
So Stan is actually gonna finish the meeting. I forgot. So our last staff, here you go. Share your turn, Stan.
Thank you, Chris. No worries, it's fine. I think I already like sort of introduced myself. So hi everyone, my name is Sant. I'm a first year student at Western. I'm studying business, and I joined last summer as well, and on the Skills for Life team. So I've been working a lot on granting as well with Chris and Thomas. So a lot of grants, finished a Walmart grant recently, and now I'm working on a WestJet one. So a lot of great things coming, and a lot of great events that we've been working on as well. So yeah, that's pretty much it. So thank you, Chris, for
You're an ambassador.
Oh, yeah. I don't want to. I don't want to spend too long talking about myself, though, Chris. It's fine.
Okay, no problem. He's also the student ambassador projects. We can help ensure that Skills for Life has ambassadors in schools too. So thank you, though, and I'm so sorry about that. But anyways, so this kind of is, I think, brings us to the closing part of the event. Trying to keep it concise and tight, so hopefully everybody's good with that. At this point in time, I would just like to thank everybody who came. You can share any comments or questions, ideas if you have them. You can share them in the chatter. Now is the time to come off mic. While I think I have most of the board members, I just want to acknowledge them once again. Carlton, thank you as a chair. Trisha, I see Trisha just came on. Thank you. A lot of the swag, we didn't even talk about the swag that we got and that we've given out, and the masks and everything that can be ordered. She really much helped us with that. Jen Turner, also I see you there. She actually really helped in the beginning with, and she actually looks at some of the grants before we hand them in. So she helps with that. She's a very good at looking at them all, but also just a great help to the board. Isan and Faraz, I think, are on here as well. I don't know if Faraz dropped out, but Isan is here. They are kind of the OGs of the board, I would have to say. So from the beginning, before it was even Skills for Life and the transition, they've kind of seen it all. They're the two individuals in their senior year of the board. I think this is the past final year, but they've been here, so I want to say thank you to them. Who else? Hakon is here too. He also joined the board recently, but been as great help, and even had us introduce us to some more people. So thank you. Leave your hand there. Thank you. Who else? Do we have anybody else from the board on the call right now? I don't think so. I think others, but I just want to thank them all: Randy, Bianca, and others from the board. Let's say thank you. And those on this call, the staff again, and those who, Sean, I see Sean here, who helped me actually allowed Skills for Life to engage his students at his school when before we even went into break in Brampton. So thank you, Sean, and thank you everybody else who's on this call. Chantel, Andrea, I can't forget you and others. Everybody here, basically, I don't want to forget any names, but you all participated, helped me to extend the reach of Skills for Life into school or do something better. Everybody here, even Ashley, she was actually a past staff that helped us out as well and volunteer. So just want to say thank you to everybody. And ultimately, I want to say to keep in touch with us, visit our website, follow us on social media so you can keep up with everything coming next. And that is about it. I think that is it. I'd love to say thank you and to enjoy the rest of your night, everybody. And you'll probably get a survey and a thank you email. So fill that out with us for us when you get it. That's it. Thank you for being part of our first ever annual general meeting that is virtual. Have a great night, everyone.